Start off by welcoming you to my family's farm in Salisbury, North Carolina, and welcoming you to this practice. Remember that this is your practice, and whatever I offer you is just a guide. Please listen to your bodies. Also know that I, Ashley Clayton, nor anyone at Living Balance Studios is liable for any injuries that may occur during this practice. So I'm going to ask you to please honor your body during this practice. So to start off, maybe you want to grab some music. You probably won't be able to hear mine, but I'm going to have on a little bit of music just for my benefit to help kind of with the flow a little bit. Grab a mat or blanket or a towel or whatever it is that you use to practice. And I'm going to invite you to come down to your back. And as you come down to your back, get nice and comfortable. I'll show you some options as far as finding that comfort level, and then I'm going to actually come up and sit because I want to talk to you about affirmations. So to start, maybe extend both legs, maybe lie back, extend the arms, maybe bring the soles of the feet together, maybe allow the arms to come to the side, or maybe you want to rest your arms or your hands on your abdomen and your heart space. So wherever you are, getting nice and comfortable and taking whatever pose that you would like to start this practice. Beginning to find your breath. Starting off with nice full inhalations, full exhalations. Maybe inhale through the nose. Perhaps part the lips and exhale through the lips. Taking notice of your breath, the fullness of your body as you inhale, and the emptying and cleansing as you exhale. Starting off with the breath, then we'll move to the mind, to the body, and explore the connection between the three. So I'm going to start first by helping to bring focus to your breath. I'm going to invite you to join me in a square pattern of breath in which we'll inhale for the count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and we'll repeat that 3 times. I'd like for you to bring all of your focus to the breath, to my voice, and allow that breath to flow naturally as I cue. So when you're ready, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Take a nice full inhalation through the nose all the way from the toes to the crown of the head. Open the mouth and release. Take a nice full inhalation all the way from the toes to the crown of the head once again. Open the mouth, release. And once again, a nice full inhalation all the way from the toes to the crown of the head. Hold, open, release. Returning to your own natural cycle of breath for just a few moments. Trusting your body to know exactly how much breath your body needs. Allowing your body to release the toxins as you exhale. now take a moment to take notice of your thoughts. No judgment. Just notice the thoughts that are lingering around in your mind. Take a nice full inhalation, noticing those thoughts, and as you exhale this time, releasing those thoughts to the universe for this next period of time as we practice. I'm going to talk to you a moment as you lie on your backs about the power of affirmation. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So as you lie there, I'm interested to find out what your mind has to say to you about what power that you want to bring to your life. What do you want to receive more of? Take a moment, just ponder that. When you've determined what you want more of, what power that you want to receive, or what you want to bring to your life, I'm going to invite you to create an affirmation and take that with you through this practice, perhaps through the rest of the night, perhaps through the rest of the week, on into the weekend. So set your affirmation by completing the sentence that speaks most to you. Is it, I am, I have, I trust, I accept, I honor? Choosing that sentence and finishing that sentence as it applies to you. And there on your back with nice steady breath and a nice quiet focused mind. And I invite you to set that as your intention or your affirmation for this practice. And as you move through the practice, when the mind begins to wander, and it will because we're human, come back to that affirmation. Remaining on your back, and invite you to bring notice to your body. Perhaps as you inhale, scanning the body for any little spots of tension, and as you exhale, releasing that tension into the universe. Perhaps even breathing into that affirmation. Allowing that affirmation to guide the tension and guide those little spots that we take with us and take them through our day, collect them, and allow them to encompass our very being. Using the breath to release. I'm going to invite you to take any sort of little wiggle, any sort of little motion that you might need to allow that tension to release any further. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet, or making a fist with the hands and releasing. So taking notice of the body without judgment, and breathing in to those spaces, repeating your affirmation that you set, and releasing for just a few more moments. And now, here on your back, I'm going to invite you to begin to bring more conscious motion into the body. Wiggling the fingers and toes, flexing the wrists and ankles, putting a bend in one knee and then the other, and giving yourself a nice big hug. Maybe wrapping the hands around the knees or the forearms around the shins. Perhaps rolling left to right for just a moment. And then finding stillness, lowering both feet to your mat, allowing the right foot to stay planted on your mat, and hooking that left ankle over that right knee, taking that left palm, pressing it into that right knee, perhaps taking that right hand to the abdomen, or maybe to the side of your mat. Just taking a moment here to open up that left hip, taking a nice full inhalation through the nose, and a full exhalation through the nose. walking that right heel a little closer to the glutes and taking those fingertips behind that right leg, taking that left elbow, pressing into that left knee, and bringing that right knee closer to the body. Nice full inhalation here. Noticing the change in the opening and the stretch into that glute. Exhale. And then releasing the arms either to a cactus or to a T. Inhale, bringing the tailbone off of the mat using core strength. And exhale, allow that left foot to simply twist over to that right arm, taking the gaze to the left side. Nice full inhalation here. Full exhalation. And taking one more round of breath here and noticing the way the breath feels in the body. The change that that twist creates. Then using that core strength, bringing those knees back up, lowering both heels back to the mat, perhaps taking a nice hug once again to reset, and then lowering that left foot to the mat, bringing that, right ankle over that left knee, right palm to that right knee, and just remaining here for a round of breath. Nice gentle opening of that left hip. And then bringing both sets of fingertips underneath that left knee, bringing that foot nice and close, keeping the shoulders on the mat, noticing the difference in the two sides of the body where none of us are symmetrical. So causing no issue, passing no judgment, taking a nice full inhalation, keeping the feet active, so with the toes pointing upward. Beautiful. Releasing the arms to the cactus or to the T. Inhale, lift the tailbones, engage the abdominal area, and exhale, taking that twist to the left side, the gaze to the right. Nice full inhalation through the nose here. Full exhalation. One more round of breath. And then coming back to center, giving yourself that nice big hug once again. This time beginning to rock and roll front to back. Beautiful. And then finding that nice stillness, lowering the feet back to the mat, kind of close to the glutes if you can. Knees are about hips distance apart. Fingertips are extended. Maybe they tickle the backs of your heels, maybe not. We're going to take 3 rounds of bridges, taking a little flow with that. So first inhaling, lifting one vertebra at a time, engaging the glutes, the abdomen, the quads, really bringing those inner thighs together, and then exhale, slowly articulating all the way down. The tailbone comes to the mat. Nice full inhalation, pressing into the heels, exhale, beautiful. Inhale, lift nice and high, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower down. Inhale all the way, keeping the gaze nice and neutral. This time holding for your exhalation, maybe coming up to those tiptoes, maybe not. Really bringing those inner thighs together. Imagine there's a ball between your knees and you're trying to keep it nice and close there, not dropping that ball between the knees to the mat. Nice full inhalation here, full exhalation. Inhale perhaps a little higher. And then as you exhale, lower the heels to the mat if they're lifted, and lower the vertebra one at a time. Bringing the knees into the chest, bringing the forehead toward the knees. Nice big hug here. Beautiful. And then rocking up to a seated position. Taking a moment, grow that spine nice and tall, get nice and comfortable in your seat. Maybe taking an easy seat. If you have a blanket and the hips are a little low, maybe sitting on the edge of that blanket. Beautiful. Allowing the knees to just open gently, allowing the tailbone to slightly tilt, elongating, rising up through the solar plexus, lifting through the heart space, lowering the shoulders away from the ears, shining those collarbones to the sky above you or to the ceiling, wherever you may be. Taking a nice full inhalation and bringing those shoulders all the way up to your ears, really exaggerating this motion. And exhale, lower down and back, but don't compromise that elongated spine. Beautiful. Extending arms to the side with palms facing up. Inhale, arms overhead. Flip the left palm. Exhale, left palm down. Inhale, extend the right. Take the gaze with the hand. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, bring it back to center. Lift both palms. Flip that right palm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend. Exhale, side stretch. Now we're going to take it as a flow with your breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, left. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, right. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, left. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, right side. Inhale, both arms overhead. Take the whole body toward the left. Right palm to the outside of the left knee. Left hand kickstands behind. First, elongate the spine. Then exhale over that left shoulder. Inhale, arms rise to center. Excuse me, taking that on the opposite side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist. Taking this as a flow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist to the left. Moving with your breath as quickly or as slowly as you wish. We inhale on the lift. Exhale on the twist. Inhale on the lift. Exhale on the twist. Inhale on the lift. Exhale on the twist. Inhale on back to center. Exhale, palms to the knees. Taking a few rounds of a seated cat-cow. So bringing the fingertips kind of underneath the knees. We're going to roll the shoulders back, and as we do, notice that our gaze lifts, our throat opens, our collarbones shine, the heart is to the sky. And then exhale, take it all back in, tailbone and chin toward each other, navel point to the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling to that nice neutral spine. We're going to roll over those knees. You guys will probably go forward. I'm going to come over to the side so you can see me into my tabletop position. In my tabletop position, I'm going to plant my palms on my mat and open up my hands nice and wide. And then after I open, I'm going to actually physically grip the mat with my fingertips. Because when we get into our downward facing dog poses and into our planks, you're going to really appreciate that opening, that strength that your hands use to take the pressure off of your wrists and elbows. We want to stack our shoulders over our wrists. Our knees are underneath our hips, slightly tucking the tailbone, and then press those palms into the mat. So notice the difference in your spine when we just kind of hang out in the spine here, and then when we press, we create some space between the shoulder blades and really give ourselves a lot more strength here. From here, take a nice full inhalation in your tabletop position. And then we're going to exhale, sink back into a child's pose. You don't need to bring the toes together if you don't wish. You don't need to take the knees out. Just pressing into the palms to really open through the shoulders. Inhale, we're going to shift the body all the way forward into a cobra. Now your cobra might be here, your cobra may be here. Wherever you are, just honor your body. Beautiful. Exhale, child's pose. So taking this as a flow. Inhale, forward. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cobra. Maybe you want to close your eyes. If you have music playing, think of this as a dance. Exhale. Dance in your own body. Maybe you want to take that affirmation and repeat it. Take the I can on the inhale, and then your word, your positive thought on the exhale. Your own power. One more. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Coming back up to your child's pose, resetting, finding that nice strong base that you created earlier, and from here, taking a round of cat-cow. As we inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the gaze, tailbone toward the sky. Exhale, press, take it in. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale to hold. Inhale, right leg lifts. Hips stay in line. Exhale, lower the toes to the mat and press back. So pressing into the palms to open the entire back of that leg. One more round of breath. Inhale, press, exhale. Coming forward on those toes, we're going to inhale, lift that right leg, left arm rises into your spinal balance. Your gaze is maybe about a foot ahead of the end of your mat. So keeping that gaze nice and neutral, but keeping the spinal balance super strong by engaging the core, engaging those obliques. Beautiful. Inhale, purposefully here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, palm and knee down. Taking a round of cat-cow. Moving a little bit faster now. Inhale and exhale, creating some heat in the body. Coming back to a nice neutral position, staying in your tabletop for a nice full round of breath. Inhale, left leg rises, toes pointing downward, hips in line. Lower those toes on your exhale. And then taking two nice full rounds of breath to really open up the back of that leg. Nice full inhalation, full exhalation. One more inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Coming forward on those toes, left leg rises, right arm rises, complete spinal balance here. Hold for a round of breath, engage the core, hips are in line with one another. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, palm and knee down. This time, tuck the toes under. You're still in your tabletop position. We're going to lift those knees about an inch or two off the mat. Taking 3 rounds of cat-cow here, so really engaging the core. Inhale, press back, tailbone lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to hold it for the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lower the knees. Bring the knees out nice and wide, toes together. Sink into your child's pose. Breathe here. In your child's pose, keeping the fingertips as an extension of the shoulder. We're going to tent both sets of fingertips and press back into your child's pose so your hips come a little bit closer to your heels. Keeping those left fingertips where yet they are. Inhale, lift slightly, and exhale, we're going to thread that right arm underneath. Right palm is facing the sky. Right temple is on your mat. Nice full inhalation here. Full exhalation. Pressing up on the fingertips on your inhale. Slide that right arm out. Fingertips at the top of the mat once again. Exhale, left arm underneath. Left temple to your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press into the right fingertips. Release the left fingertips. Slide those palms back. Bring yourself back up into your tabletop position. From here, tuck the toes. We're going to lift the hips into our first downward facing dog of this practice. So lifting those hips straight up to the sky. Inhale high to your tiptoes. Exhale, melt those heels. Beautiful. Taking about 3 rounds of breath to pedal the feet. Maybe lifting one hip and then the other. And taking whatever motion that you need to get nice and open here. Maybe lifting both sets of toes, lowering one set, bending the other knee. Lifting back up, lowering. Playing with your downward facing dog. From here, a nice full inhalation and an exhalation, getting settled into this pose. Rolling the shoulders back away from the ears. We're going to inhale, lift that right leg to the sky. Exhale, stack the hips, put a bend in that knee, and open that hip. You can stay here and hang out. You can make giant circles. You can roll the ankle, whatever you need. 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more full inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center, 3-leg dog, hips are square. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right elbow, right knee. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, bring that foot through to plant. Lower that back knee, untuck those toes. Hips are in line, coming up into your low lunge. Bringing the palms to the knees to start. The knee is over the ankle, not past it. And then from here, if you want a little more in the hip flexor, tuck those toes and scoot that knee back just a bit. We want to rest on the top of the knee, not on the kneecap. Beautiful. When you're ready, arms rise. Beautiful. Inhale, lower the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, open. Really opening that front body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus, maybe a back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift once again. Exhale, plant the palms on either side of that right foot. Tuck those toes, lift that knee. Press yourself back to 3-leg downward facing dog. Then lower that right leg. Inhale, left leg rises. Bend in the knee. Exhale, open. Open that left hip just like you did your right. So whether you make the giant circles, roll the ankle, or just hang out. Staying here for 2 more rounds of breath. Nice full inhalation, full exhalation. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, bring that foot through to plant. Lower that back knee and tuck those toes. When you are ready, rise. Again, keeping the hips in line. Checking the position of the knee over the ankle. Taking that back knee back just a bit if you wish. And when you're ready, arms rise, maybe the gaze. Exhale to open. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plant. Tuck the toes, lift that back knee. 3-leg dog. Exhale, lower that back foot. Inhale to your toes, and like a wave, shift forward into your high plank pose. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, shift it forward, high plank. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, shift it forward. Inhale here, hold it. Lower knees, chest, and chin, and tuck those toes on your exhalation. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower it all the way down. From here, working on a little locust flow. We're going to inhale. And as we do, allow the hands to come down to your mat. Your chin and forehead will be down on the mat. You won't be able to hear me if I do that. So we're going to start by lifting the legs. When you're ready on your inhalation, lifting those legs. Trying to keep the feet as close together as possible. Exhale, lower. Taking the upper body this time, so planting those hips onto your mat. And when you're ready, inhale, lower back straight. Exhale, lower. Inhale, legs lift. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, upper body lifts. Hold it for the exhale. Maybe clasp the hands, lift a little higher. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Put a bend in both knees. And windshield wiper those legs back and forth. Resting one cheek on the mat and then taking the other. Beautiful. Bringing those legs back down to your mat. Pressing into the palms, and we're going to press all the way back into child's pose. Taking 3 rounds of breath in your child's pose. Maybe taking a sip of water. Maybe just staying out in your child's pose, hanging out there, remembering your affirmation. Wherever you are, allowing this time to come back to your own breath. And remember your purpose for this practice. Remember the power that you want to give yourself. Taking a nice full inhalation, full exhalation in your child's pose. Then pressing back up to your palms, and we're going to meet back in that downward facing dog. We'll practice a few sun salutations. Hopefully you guys had a chance to see Living Balance Studios 108 sun salutations post from earlier. If not, check it out after. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bring it through to plant. Kick that left foot forward. Inhale, half lift, nice flat back, palms to the shins. Exhale, lower forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, bring them together, maybe a little back bend. And then exhale takes you all the way back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold plant, step back first with the right, then with the left. Shift forward on the toes on your inhale. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Lowering the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring it through to plant. Kick that right foot up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale takes you back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the fingertips. Heel toe the feet out. Opposite elbows and hang out here. Allow the head to hang. Maybe shake the head yes. Maybe shake it no. Just taking a moment to let the lower back release, releasing through the glutes, through the hamstrings. One more round of breath. And then walking those feet back underneath your heel or hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time, planting the palms. So we're going to keep the right foot where it is. We're going to step the left foot back to about 45 degrees, deep bend in the front leg. Shifting that left hip forward, right hip back, so they're aligned. Inhale, lifts you, warrior one. Exhale, sink, not with the knee not past the feet or the ankle. Inhale, exhale, fold and plant. Shifting back on your inhalation, three-leg dog. Inhaling forward, three-leg plank. Lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lowering that left foot. Beautiful. Inhale, high to the toes. Then exhale, lower the heels and walk those feet all the way to the top of your mat. Forward fold here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweeping the arms all the way up on your inhalation and all the way down on your exhalation. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold plant. Left foot stays, right foot back. Setting up for warrior one. Either feet on train tracks or heels in line. Whatever you need for your balance. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold plant. Pivot on that back foot. Three-leg dog. Inhalation here. Exhale, forward. Beautiful. Inhale, lower halfway. Inhale, lift. Exhale, three-leg dog. Lower that back foot. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, lower. We're going to step that right foot to the outside of that right hand. And then kick that left foot to the outside of the left. Sink into your malasana. Taking a moment for alignment. The tailbone's pointing toward the earth. Your core is engaged. You're pressing as much pressure from the elbow to the knee as the knee to the elbow. Your heart is lifted. Your collarbones are nice and spread. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Your neck is long. The tongue is released from the roof of the mouth. And your gaze is either nice and gentle or your eyes are closed. Staying here. Nice full inhalation, full exhalation. Next inhalation, releasing that right hand to the outside of that right foot. The left arm rises. Taking the gaze toward that left hand. Again, closing the eyes or keeping the gaze soft. Opening, not compromising that beautiful tall spine you created, but opening through that twist. One more round of breath here. Inhale, exhale back into your malasana, into your yogi squat. A round of breath to reset. Next inhalation, release the left palm, right arm rises. Gaze toward the right hand. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, open that right shoulder. Exhale, lower back. When you're ready, releasing the palms to the mat and rolling the body all the way up. Bringing those feet back underneath your mat, heel-toeing them in nice and gently. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Open the arms, take it all the way up. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Keeping the right foot where it is. We're going to step the left foot back to 90 degrees this time. Deep bend in that front knee. Cartwheel arms up into Warrior Two. Getting your alignment here. Lowering deep into that knee. Take a peek if you can't see that big toe. Opening just a bit. Inhale, beautiful. Exhale, sink. Inhale, surf forward. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Now taking a flow. Inhale, Warrior Two. Gaze over the fingertips. Follow that hand. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale, forward. Exhale, peaceful. One more inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, taking that peaceful warrior. Cartwheeling those arms around. Exhale, side angle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. Arm extends overhead. Hold it nice and strong here. Gaze toward that left hand. Inhale. Beautiful. And exhale. Your next inhalation, we're going to straighten that bent knee into your triangle pose. Taking the gaze either to your mat, straight ahead, or up to the hand, whatever is comfortable for you. Nice full inhalation. And as you exhale, bring that left hand to replace the right. Revolve that triangle. So that may mean you need to adjust that back leg. Inhale, revolve triangle. Beautiful. Hold it for your exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, frame that front foot. Kick that back foot forward into your pyramid pose. Shifting that left hip forward. Inhale to the fingertips. And then exhale, allow the body to drape over that front leg. Beautiful. Nice full inhalation here. Challenging your spine to stay nice and straight, even if that means lifting up a bit. Not letting the ego get in the way here. Remembering that every body is different. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up on the fingertips. And then kick that left foot forward to meet the right. Beautiful. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step that left foot back again. And this time we're going to walk the hands all the way to the opposite side of your mat. The right foot's going to stay at 90 degrees. We're going to bring that left knee to 90, cartwheel the arms up, warrior two. Gaze over those front fingertips. Inhale here, exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, shift forward, flip the palm. Exhale, taking the gaze and the hand, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, cartwheel, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. This time keeping that arm nice and tall. Hold it, but don't hold your breath. Inhale, exhale. Next inhalation, extend that front leg and straighten it. Triangle pose. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale, open. Exhale. Revolving your triangle. When you're ready, making any adjustments that you need. Inhale, open to the back. Hold it for your exhalation. Inhale. Exhale, lower that left palm. Kick that back foot forward, forward fold. Actually, kick that back foot right on back, and we're going to take our pyramid pose. Apologize for that. Your hamstrings would have been unhappy. So we're going to inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Holding your pyramid for 2 rounds of breath. Beautiful. Inhale, lift, flat back. Kick that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Bring that right foot back. And this time, coming to center in a nice wide angle. Beautiful. Taking this nice wide forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Maybe putting a bit of a bend in the knees. Allowing the head to just relax. Shaking it, yes. Shaking it, no. Maybe swaying back and forth a bit. One more nice full breath. And then planting the palms. We're going to bring the heels in just a bit. Put a gentle bend in the knees and roll the body up. One vertebra at a time with the head the last to rise. Once you're nice and lifted, inhale into 5-pointed star. Taking any adjustments, because as we exhale, we're going to exhale into our goddess squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Again, taking this as your flow, moving with your breath. Exhale. Remembering your power. Inhale. Exhale. Your strength. Inhale. Exhale. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loved. Holding it here. Nice full inhalation, tilting the tailbone under, engaging the core, lifting through the chest, breathing here nice and gentle. Nice full inhalation, full exhalation. Beautiful, lowering down, bringing the toes so they're pointing back to the edge of your, flat edge of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, grab those elbows, and take it back and forth. Finding stillness, walking those feet back to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. One last vinyasa. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take it all the way up. And then exhale brings you down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms. Make this your best flow ever. Maybe even jump back, lower halfway chaturanga, hold it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing the knees down to your back mat, sitting back and kicking those feet in front of you. Planting the feet about hips distance apart, extending the arms, sinking back, moving into your boat pose. Feeling the engagement in those upper abdominals. It's going to be different for everybody. Maybe you're here. Maybe you want to lift one leg gently and then the other. Maybe you want to extend both. I don't today. So I'm going to stay here in my boat pose. Maybe I'll bring my knees together. Maybe I'll even allow one toe to tap and then the other. We'll stay here for 5 rounds of breath. You can be static in this, or you can move it around. And tap both toes. Maybe tap and straighten. Maybe straighten one, then the other. Wherever you are, 3 more rounds of breath. Inhale. And 1 more. Nice full inhalation. And as you exhale, hollow it out to canoe. Inhale, lift a boat. Exhale, canoe. Inhale, lift. Exhale, canoe. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower to hold. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a little mini break here. And then extend those legs straight into the air. Soles of the feet toward the sky. Bringing the fingertips behind your ears. And we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, left leg to hover. Take it to the right. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel those obliques. Inhale to center. Exhale, switch it. Right elbow, left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Both feet rise. Bend those knees and give yourself a hug. Beautiful. Finding stillness, extending arms to a T or cactus. Line the shoulders back on your mat. Trying to keep those shoulders there as you twist the lower part of your body over to the right side. Taking the gaze to the left. Breathing here. Slowing your breath. Slowing your practice. When you're ready, coming back through center and taking that twist to the left, gaze to the right. Feeling free to take whatever sort of movements that help you to wind down after your practice. These are just some I suggest. Coming back to center again, taking the palms to your knees. And again, these are all suggestions to kind of work through and release those muscle groups that we worked on, particularly hips and those abdominals. So maybe making some giant circles with the knees, perhaps taking them in opposite directions, or it may feel really good to take them in the same direction. So massaging your sacrum as well. maybe rocking back and forth on the sacrum, maybe shining the soles of your feet to the sky and taking a happy baby pose. Perhaps keeping it nice and still, or maybe extending one leg, extending the other, maybe both. Or again, maybe just rocking back and forth. When you are ready, and after you've taken any final poses that you may need to help to complete your practice, I'm going to invite you to move into your Shavasana. So you stay down. I'm going to come up to talk to you into your final resting pose. So maybe that entails bringing the soles of the feet together with the knees spread nice and wide. Or maybe you just want to come straight down to your back. Wherever you are, finding that pose, respecting what your body's asking for, whatever request that it's giving, respecting that. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Take just a moment to thank yourself. To thank yourself for logging into Facebook, whether it was now live or maybe it's in a couple hours in a couple days. To give yourself this time to take care of you. We can't bring ourselves that power that we want or that strength that we want if we don't first focus on what we need. And some of us have to learn it the hard way. But I'm inviting you to schedule care for yourself on a regularly scheduled basis, even if you have to set an alarm on your phone for it, because you need it. We all do. So as you settle back, I'm going to invite you to remember that affirmation. Whether it was I am, I have, I can, I accept, I honor. Taking a moment to repeat that affirmation to yourself. And I want you to know that you are loved, and you are special, and you're enough, and you deserve what you give yourself regarding care. So taking a moment to rest in your body, allowing your mind to rest. Taking a nice full inhalation, a full exhalation, perhaps even a sigh. At this point in your practice, if you wish, remain in your Shavasana. Ideally, you'll stay here for about 15 more minutes and just relish in this moment and in the sense of accomplishment and care. Or, if you wish, I'm going to invite you to bring some movement first into your fingers and toes, then wrists and ankles. And at your will, and at your body's request, eventually making yourself to your favorite side into a fetal position. Taking a moment to thank yourself once again for showing up. And I thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice and trusting me. I appreciate that. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to your comfortable seated position. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you bring your palms to your knees for just a moment. I am going to invite you, if you're seated, to remember that tall spine that we grew at the beginning of our practice. Extending all the way from the sit bones, the tailbone, sacrum, solar plexus, and to the heart, moving through the throat to the crown of the head, and then lowering the shoulders, releasing the tension in the shoulders and the hips as well. Bringing your palms to your heart and taking your thumbs and gently pressing them in your sternum. Taking a nice full inhalation and hold it as you feel your heart beat. And exhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I wish you all peace and joy in your minds, your bodies, and your souls. The light in me sees and acknowledges that beautiful light in you. Namaste.